Let's check in on our social life. Former Eagles defensive back CJ Gardner Johnson is in Detroit now, and he said the Lions' talent is a little bit better than the Eagles' talent. This is the same Philly team that was just in the Super Bowl.
Whoa.
Lions' talent is a little better than the Eagles' talent. Well, the Lions did have a big moment this year. They did keep Aaron Rodgers out of the playoffs, so that was like a significant thing for them last year. No, I'm not
Are you biased though when you answer this? Are you a little biased?
What do you think about this?
I'm not even biased, but I'm being serious right now. Because I read it, and the best thing he said was, to him. He kept saying to him.
To him.
So in his opinion. But I want to, like what position? Seriously, though, let's go down the list real quick. Quarterback, obvious, right?
All pro.
Hard to do. You know what I will say? I will give him the running backs, though. Because now that Miles Sanders left, right, I love the backfield they have over there. But
yeah, they do have a
right, so running backs, we're going to give them to that. Linemen, we kill them in linemen. We got all pros. We got future Hall of Famers. Mm-hmm. Tight end, we beat him with that, too. We going on for last year and the years previous.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going, who else next? The wide receivers? That's a wash. Let's go to defense. Secondary, we kill him in that. Even with him over there, we still beat him in that. We got 2 All-Pros and Pro Bowls on both sides of the ball. D-line, we beat him in that again.
No.
Why not? They got one good player on defense line. Who else? Who they got? Who else? They got one guy. Hutchinson, that's it.
I mean, I feel like it's a little... He's hyping up his new team, you know, which is
I'm just saying, you can't say stuff like that.
To him.
Until you break it down.
The thing is, the Lions do have a young, talented team, and they had a nice season. They got better.
They got better now. They're going to be good.
Like, then when you make these, you know, comparison is the thief of joy. Sometimes
details.
Sometimes it gets. Then you start looking. Like Shady's like, all right, let's go. Let's just go position per position.
Yeah, like he's bitter. He wanted to stay in Philly. He doesn't believe this. To him, he don't believe this. He wanted to stay in Philly, and they offered him 3 years, $24 million, and they turn around and signed Bradbury and Slay. He's upset that he left Philly, so this is his pardon shot to Philly. He doesn't believe that
I never really liked you anyway.
Yeah, I never really liked you anyway.
Right.
Yep.
But he knows the Eagles are better. Now, do the Lions have potential?
They do.
Yeah, they do.
have the potential, but there's no way to him he really believes that.
I don't have a problem with it. I think you're spot on in terms of where it's coming from. But if he's hyping up his new team, especially a young Lions team, and I just went to the Super Bowl, and I'm somewhat of a vet, why not throw it out there? Don't try to don't get lost in the details. Just say, hey.
The details are right.
Yeah, details will kill you on this.
Yeah, you can't like actually look.
It's crazy because, like, not to go back on it, but, like, the Eagles probably had the best roster of any team in the last, like, 2 years. Like, that team was loaded.
Yeah.
An unbelievable roster. Personally, I love to hear that. I never really liked you anyway. Don't say that. That's a big tell. Nobody believes you. It's time for a rewarding performance sponsored by Capital One. What's in your wallets? Speaking of the Eagles, will Jalen Hurts be rewarded with the bag in Philly? Hurts is coming off a Super Bowl appearance. Now the attention is on his next contract. He has 1 year left on his rookie deal. And there's a report that the Eagles and their quarterback have had initial conversations on a contract extension. So, TJ, do the Eagles need to get a deal done with Jalen Hurts right now?
Absolutely. If they wait, Dak Prescott and Dallas Cowboys, you pay them 10 to 12 more per year. It's greater later. What do you need to see? Because there's a bunch of quarterbacks coming after. Whether it's Herbert, Burrow, these dudes going to break the bank, and we just spoke the last block, the last segment. The next quarterback always gets more. So if you want to be proactive and lock Hurts into a contract that, one, is fair for both sides, you're doing now, because if you wait, you're going to feel like it's unfair on your end. And so Jalen Hurts has proven himself. Yeah, Shady just talked about how great their roster is, and they have this player and that player. We've seen teams that have great rosters not go to the Super Bowl and get as far. They didn't lose many weapons on offense. They lost the guard, Silmolo.
Yep, he left. Mm-hmm.
So we would assume Jalen Hurts is going to pick up right where he left off. Now, he may have to score some more points because defensively, they've lost some players now.
Yeah.
But offensively, you better pay him now, because if you wait, it will be greater later. So I'm all for the Eagles being proactive and getting this done ASAP.
Jay?
He's right. I'm going to say we, right? We should pay him immediately. I think just because of the other quarterbacks that's waiting. You got, like, Herbert, he's waiting, Joe Burrow, and it's going to be a different situation, not like the Ravens. They're going to, okay, let's sit here and let's talk about it. The same way they did with Patrick Mahomes in Kansas City, same way they did in Buffalo. They're going to bring the quarterback in there. Let's work this contract out. So now, if they pay them guys what I think they're going to pay them, they might get close to $200 million guaranteed. We got to pay Jalen Hurts over that. That's the market. You get this, I'm going this. So I think they should pay Jalen right now just because, you know, we want to get some more pieces around him, and we don't want that price to be so high where we can't. So I would pay him now.
To me, Jalen Hurts is absolutely the reason you were successful last year. We got the opportunity to see them without Jalen. I know everybody loved that little moment against the Cowboys, but did they win that game? No. So
The Cowboys.
I'm sorry, we got to wear the Cowboys in every segment. He got better every year. That's what you want to see from a young quarterback. They had a lot of talent last year. They obviously added some big pieces, but they were talented last year, and Jalen wasn't able to step up. He did this year. He came back bigger. You could tell that he worked on his body in the offseason. He progressed as a player, as a leader. He won them games. He does it in multiple ways. He can throw the ball and he runs the ball. That makes it difficult for other defenses. And right now, you can get him for a reasonable deal. Both of you are right. It's greater later, stealing that. The longer you wait, the more chance that one of these other deals is going to come out. Justin Herbert has never played in a Super Bowl. I'm Jalen Hurts. Whatever's more than that.
Or we're in playoff game.
We don't want to get into the details. You know, it gets upsetting for everybody. You absolutely have to pay him now. Don't get into a Dak Prescott situation. Don't wait until some other deals come down the line. Jalen has proven himself. You can get a reasonable long-term deal and lock him in before it gets outrageous.
I agree. That's what they should do. Do they have to do it? Not necessarily. And because, to your point, like, he's at his highest price point right now, just coming off of a Super Bowl with all that he did this year, all the development that he had. And ideally, you would. Again, it's going to be in the details. What's the relation? I don't know the relationship between Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles. I would hope...
They love him.
Okay, they love him.
Even if they don't.
Does he love them? And does he trust them enough to say, if I take a little bit less...
Why would he?
Are you going to utilize that?
When you're drafted in the second round, you're going to take less.
Because he wants to
he's
win.
on to something, yeah.
Because he wants to win.
I think Jalen will do that, though. The same way Patrick Mahomes kind of did it, space it out a little bit. I can see Jalen doing that.
So if we can get there, where it's like, hey, look, we got a good thing going.
You know, I hate when they always tell the player to take less. Joyce spoke. These dudes is billionaires that's writing a check. Why am I taking less?
You've got a salary cap.
What position, though? If a quarterback takes less, that's different from like a wide receiver, a running back, a cornerback, because they're going to be there longer. They can stretch out the length of the contract, and they're going to make good money.
And they can rework it.
Well, if I'm going to make 45 and you want me to make 44 and a half, I'll take less.
All right. Well, again, we can get lost in the details. I love the idea of building around Jalen Hurts. I love his intangibles. I love his leadership. Are we convinced, though, that you take away the talent, can he make everybody better? Can he get you there without that talent?
Well, sir, the offense is still going to be there, right?
Okay.
So these numbers he has, right?
Yeah.
14-1 as a starter, the numbers he had to put up, all-pro he put up, the wide receivers, linemen, they're still going to be there.
Can he expand it, though? To TJ's point, they're going to have to score more points.
You can do this with every quarterback. You say the same thing about, oh, well, would he do it again? Would he do it again? That's going to be his biggest question. So listen, for the Philadelphia Eagles, he's our biggest thing, right? They took a chance. They got rid of Carson Wentz, and they made the second-round draft pick, Jalen Hurts, the starter. Yep. Can he do it? He did it. Went to the playoffs, right? It was a rocky road. He still was in the playoffs, got that experience. He lost. He had a bad game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, right? The next year is this year. He balled out. So every year you keep asking to improve himself. He's doing that. Next year, I expect to have a great year, the same he had this year.
And you got to pay him before he has a better year than he had last year, which would either be a Super Bowl or a league MVP.
If it was your money, you're going to sign that check right now.
You're going to do it.
Yeah.
Subscribe here to get the latest from Speak, and go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.